This week, let's take a trip down under and give a shout out to Ruth and her little dog Pucky on a door build. Definitely drop by her channel and check out the new amusement park layout that she's been working on. Plus, she'll give you a new appreciation for mini dolls. Really, Steve? I see you. This was not a paid advertisement for the Cali Brick Clique, but I do want to disclose that nobody on this podcast is a professional financial advisor.
You come to this point in your life and your brain is at this certain phase in development and you're like, okay, so this is what I gotta figure out. And for me, yeah, exactly.
And just do it.
I'm bringing myself in 5, 4. What's going on, everybody? Welcome back to Cali Brick Clique, episode number 5050. And before we get into introductions, remember you can find this episode and all previous episodes on Spotify and anywhere else you can find podcasts or where podcasts are available. And like always, we have Claire, the plastic architect.
Hi.
We got Ninja with the bricks with Ninja, or whatever your handle is at this point, bro.
Just the Ninja. You just say Ninja. I should know by now.
Got just the Ninja, new handle. And this week... Sorry, dude. This week we got Lauren, aka BrightestWitchBricks. How's it going?
Hey, good guys.
I was trying to read your sweater, and for a moment I saw bourbon.
I have plenty of bourbon sweatshirts, but being from Kentucky, but this is a borough.
We were just watching Edward Scissorhands, so I thought it said Burton in my head. That's
Tim. I mean, it does work out for Tim Burton.
I feel like you like Tim Burton as well, right?
I do. Yeah. Big fan.
How's everyone doing today?
Good.
This week?
Good.
Yeah, chilling.
Deep into the Christmas vibes.
Oh.
Right.
Christmas.
Yeah, I am loving it. Last night was last night of Hanukkah. We got to we lit the candles, as many nights as we remembered. It was fruitful. And we exchanged 0 presents. So I guess we're saving that for Christmas. And then I'm excited. I'm excited, you guys. I'm going to Florida for a few days, and I'm going to do some Christmas events, which I'm really excited about. And I don't know. What are you guys up to?
Just sneaking some Christmas shopping, last minute stuff,
Where do
it's
you
last minute already? It's only the 6th.
I feel like it's last minute. This stuff should have been done.
This is not last minute. Trust me.
I mean,
dad
there's a
was
last
classic Christmas Eve. He loved to be in it. He was calling stores to see how long they would be open on Christmas Eve. And my mom would just be in the corner every year.
Why? Does he just like to do that? Or
he loved it.
Yeah.
He loved
it's the rush.
That last minute jingle all the way. Arnold Schwarzenegger, rush.
Okay. See? Okay.
I was a last minute person because I did retail, so I'd always wait till the very end and just buy everything on Christmas Eve from my stores for people. So super lazy.
Hey, can you pick up this and drop it off?
For the most part, yeah. But now I actually have to do Christmas shopping this year. But I think we just do the children mostly now in the families because we just bombard them with stuff and everyone's broke, so we don't make everybody buy stuff for Christmas.
No better feeling though when they rip those presents open. Whenever we do it, it's not the same. We're just like, oh, yes, I kind of knew this was coming, but
I've heard that it's more enjoyable to watch your kids open presents than you
most
open
definitely,
presents. Yeah. And it can only your kids are the absolute. Both of your kids are the absolute cutest. So I can only imagine how even more adorable they are. Do you guys do the whole matching PJs? I need to have this whole family thing.
Yes.
Yeah, we do.
I was I can see what your wives doing. Yeah.
You heard it in the voice. We're like,
shoot.
That's why these pictures aren't shared online. No, I'm just kidding.
Mine are, just not this account.
That's fair.
See, the backup. That's right.
I know. I'm debating. I was I'm not a big PJ wearer. I mean, I have some, but it's usually old crappy clothes. You know what I mean? That are super soft, and I wear them until it's socially inappropriate. And
that's a good way to put it.
They are disgusting. It's if you
in my Walmart socially inappropriate.
Maybe one of my friends was she was why? And I live in these clothes, especially since pandemic times. You know what I mean? It's and she's like, why are you if you don't feel comfortable walking out of the house in it, why are you wearing it? And I get it to a degree because she's you can buy soft, just as comfortable stuff that doesn't make you feel like a bag of trash. And I thought that was like actually like really revolutionary, and that like I remember that made me be like, okay, now I'm in my 30s because it's like I can buy like a sweatsuit or whatever, like whatever it is, and like how I look, you know what I mean, like at home. I bought those things. I never got rid of like the majority of the other stuff. I don't know. It's like that you just like need the crappy clothes, you know what I mean, to like, I don't know. That could just be me on my own in that perspective. But yeah, I don't know. Maybe we'll get some matching PJs this year. I'm sure Sans will want that.
I've definitely splurged on some Pottery Barn Harry Potter PJs.
Awesome.
Just because I'm like, oh, it's so cute though. I'm just like, why not?
Why not? There you go. Why not? That's like, I think that's a really important thing that a lot of people, you know, we get older and we're like, okay, we need to get our shit together, for, you know, lack of a better phrase. And
It's always you.
why not? What? I don't know.
Get straight into it. No.
Like, oh, why are we afraid, man? Why are we afraid?
Oh, I've never been afraid. I've always had some kind of Harry Potter PJ.
That's not what I was referring
like young
to.
at heart. Always.
Always young at heart. Yeah. Anyway, I'll let you guys.
Did you like anybody look at the Target or Lego by Target collection this past weekend?
Yes.
The looks of your faces, I'm not sure if you're disappointed in yourself or if you're proud of yourself.
It's a smile right there.
I'm happy. I'm really happy with everything we got. And some of it hasn't even shown up yet. We got a bunch of stuff like
you online ordered.
Well, actually, I did the same thing, but only one thing shipped, and the rest was like store pickup. It was the trays, like the little sorting.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, everything has shipped from my order. And I was really mad because I was at work.
Yes.
And so I was on the site at like midnight or like 12:20, 12:30. They didn't come out. They didn't release until like 5:30 a.m. or like 6 a.m.
I heard they were kind of like all over the place.
Yeah, it was really weird. It was really sporadic. So I just like almost panic bought some of the plushies, and I'm like, I know I want at least one of this, and I know I want at least one of this, and then I like went back and I like bought an extra
just in case,
just to make sure I secured what I really wanted, and then I went back and I'm like, okay, then I'll pick up a few more things. But I was really proud of myself for exercising some control with.
Nice.
So remember they had like, plushies. They had like the banana plushie. They had a bunch of plushies on shelves at Target for like ages. They couldn't even they couldn't move them.
Yeah.
But like these for some reason people went nuts. Do you think it's because it's like part of the release and like people are just crazy? Like I got this one because I was like, oh, he's a cute Christmas decoration.
Yeah, that's why I got it. But he matches the gingerbread house like that you have in your winter village. Like,
But he's like, there was also like he's also my favorite character in Shrek. But there was
You're
like
a monster.
Eat me.
Yes.
but people went nuts over the bennies, like totally nuts.
Weren't they like a special color or something like that?
Wild.
No, there are 4 colors. There's blue, red, pink, and white.
Okay. Also,
so
I don't know. I didn't expect to be so hyped.
The pink one sold out first. It was gone.
I don't know. I forgot this was happening and so happened to be at Target literally right when they opened to buy eggs.
Oh, nice.
And then they were still setting it up and they put the plushies out there. And I'm just like, should I?
Do it?
Yeah, I did it.
Nice.
I bought it. No, I wasn't supposed to buy anything.
I mean, it's okay. This time.
Yeah, but it's Lego adjacent, Shy. It's Lego adjacent.
Exactly.
Yeah. So the plan was to give it to the kids. They literally have all the plushies anyway. Like, they have like every single Lego plushie, and they play with them like on top of the bunk bed. So I need to find them because I hope they don't lose them. So I'll have. It's one of those things. It's one of those from Santa gifts, not from mommy and daddy gifts. It's I need to get a little bit more of those. So I figured that would be a nice one to have, just because they're in front of me and I don't know what else to get them. I picked up those, and that was pretty much it. I did really want one of the jackets. Really
the jackets? Okay.
Yeah.
I was looking at the blankets. Don't they like turn into pillows or something like that? It's
one of them. It's like that down tufted. It's not tufted, but
it's like a really good like, car blanket. You know what I mean? It's like a car blanket. Yeah.
Okay.
That folds up, and you could like, I don't know. Have you ever seen people? There's people that have like throw pillows in their back seats. Have you seen those people?
Yeah, I have
They
not
sleep in
the
the car,
throw pillows. I do have like an emergency blanket in my back trunk.
Yeah, we have an emergency.
There you go.
Yeah, so I think that'll be a good, who's ever crashed in their car before?
Hey, it happens. Sometimes you can't leave that parking lot.
Yeah, I did want the spaceman shirt, and I didn't pick that up because I didn't know if I'd ever wear that. Yeah, all the spacemen that Roth wore. Yeah, and one of the beanies, but yeah.
I don't know. I think like a month from now, like separated from it, you'll go like, I wouldn't have worn that. I made a good decision.
Yeah, exactly.
That happens a lot. Yeah.
It was cool, like color coordinated, but I was like, this isn't super Lego. It just seems kind of modern.
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah.
So I'm like, I'm good.
With the Lego logo.
And I like that, like the colors were there. They're vibrant. They match the Lego colors, and they were also like, if I would ever do, it's like color blocking at its finest. And so it was. I think it was really well done. There are things that like I bought the sweatshirt, and like I bought like a couple things because I liked it as what it was, not because it was Lego. The stuff that we bought that was like purely for Lego was like, the snowman life, like that kind, like that stuff, and then I did buy the little drawers. I thought those were just like really well designed and really, really well priced for what they were. And so like I got one of each colors, and then so Sans and I have one of each on our little work desks. That's it. So I got
one thing, I feel like they could have made the top, like that wooden part, like a sorting tray or something.
That'd be
just
cool.
nothing.
I don't know. I don't think it's meant for Lego. I think it's meant for office supplies.
I mean, still they have stuff like that for like paper clips and stuff like that.
Yeah, for sure. But it's also like,
it's still cool.
Oh no, it's totally cool. But I think it's also like bringing in Lego into like your day-to-day life as well, in like a tasteful way, rather than just like having a set, in your office or something like that, which is, there's nothing wrong with that.
They were really feeling that wood accent with like all that stuff.
The wood ones online. Have you seen those? Those are super
expensive. The expensive one? Yeah. Is the price point for one of those just one block, right? I was like, oh my God.
It is
$107 for one drawer.
It's part of this.
Let's put a check mark in that, and we're gonna save that for a later topic in this episode. But did you guys see the price points of the Lego sets that they had in the section? Like
that's sneaky.
Any of the Christmas stuff. So apparently, like if you were to bring it up to get rung up, it would be back to normal price. That's what Emily and Ross said.
Okay, yeah, I seen something that the prices were
less sketchy,
mixed or something.
It's like a $30 up charge.
Oh, it's like
listed on where they were.
It's $100 set. It was $164. It's a 64% increase.
That's ridiculous.
Wow.
Dang, I didn't see that.
I was surprised they had so many available. Like,
we have that set. It's just like, I know that there's some people who've like gotten into the hobby recently who like never got it and stuff like that. So I was thinking about grabbing a couple, but then I was like back up, but I didn't.
I'm sure you could have got targeted.
You know what's crazy? I've bought a lot of sets for investment, and I've had friends in the Lego community or like new friends coming into the hobby that just want it and it's unavailable, and I'll just give it to them for retail or for whatever I paid. You know what I mean? Yeah. And it's happened a lot.
Oh, look at you.
You don't have the scalper mentality.
I've done the same thing.
Mm-hmm.
No. Yeah, well, it's not the scalper thing. It's like it's a combination of just like not wanting to hold on to stuff, wanting. It's more important for me for someone to like really want it to have it. You know what I mean? Yeah, so it's like.
I mean, you would have made like a $6 profit, but I mean, it's not worth. Like it gives you more joy to give it to somebody who really, really cares.
Like $60 is irrelevant. You know what I mean? It's a lot of money, but it's also irrelevant. In the grand scheme.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
I gifted Hive for whatever he really wanted to pay me, the Luke's lightsaber.
Oh,
because like I don't care about this. I want it to go to someone who can't essentially like get the AT-AT first day. And like, I mean, he's a friend, so just like, hey, you want dibs on this? He's like, yes.
That's awesome. Shout out to Hive because he did the same thing for me with the Batman promo, the Batmobile promo.
Yeah.
Awesome.
Oh yeah.
He's super. He's very generous as well. So like that's definitely like that stuff like comes around. You know what I mean? Like so, I bought 2 complete boxes of Video Series 2, and I'm sitting on them. And I think
no one wants them.
That's
no.
Hey, I do.
I think I can. If I can make a lot of money right now. And I don't know. I'm debating it. I know Ninja wants some, but you can get them. You can get them on Walmart right now. By the way. They're on Walmart.
Oh, I think okay.
Yeah, but you just get the blind boxes.
I'd rather pay you, Claire.
I know. Then I have to break up my. You don't want a full set.
Okay, you're right. Do
you have a full set? You don't want a complete series, do you?
Nah.
Yeah, you never. Damn it.
Oh well, I mean, I could buy the. I don't know. We'll talk.
We'll talk. We'll negotiate.
Yeah, this is not this.
We'll table that. Put a pin in.
Yeah. Save that one for later.
Speaking of new releases, the new modular was announced today. I'm a little surprised that it wasn't leaked and it actually was announced properly.
I feel like it was leaked before though, because I feel like I've seen this picture before.
I hadn't seen it. I
haven't seen it.
I frequent a lot of leak channels and I hadn't seen it.
I could be wrong.
Oh, it wasn't officially leaked.
Official leaks. That was crazy.
It was an official leak where it was like blasted everywhere. I mean, I woke up this morning and I saw it. I'm like, oh my god. So thoughts?
Ding, 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 ding. Video.
Mm-hmm.
I think it looks fresh.
I like it. I'm excited. Honestly, like I have a real big blind spot for.
Obviously,
right.
Biased. Makes sense. How do you feel about not having bathrooms in any of the floors?
I never cared about that.
They have.
I thought that was
No,
always.
there are no restrooms.
At the top, I mean, it's not. There's no toilet, but there's
on
a
the
bathroom.
on top floor. Yeah, top floor has a bathroom, but none of the other
I don't care
rooms.
about that. I don't care about having staircases everywhere. I just want cool prints and like fun throwbacks. I don't care about that stuff.
How do you feel about? I'm just trying to throw
potty.
negative comments that people were like calling it out.
Like the tree, the palm tree. I think is
palm
stupid.
tree.
I like the palm tree.
No.
I feel like it's very like.
I feel like I'm biased though.
It's too much.
It's shown. Sans brought up. He's like, it's displayed right next to the birch tree.
That doesn't make sense. I heard someone talking about
completely
that also.
inaccurate for seasonal.
Yeah.
Regional.
Yeah, I've heard that
biomes.
before.
I heard. Okay.
But I am biased to palm trees.
Ooh, but I think the set would
Yeah.
look really nice against the Venetian houses.
Mm-hmm.
And
It does look like it. It looks like a.
like
It does look like that.
those three would look really
exactly
good
what I was
together.
thinking.
Which I bought. I bought those houses.
And the Venetian houses sold out. I was surprised.
Oh, that.
They really.
Okay.
I thought only the Lego store sold out.
Nope. The Venetian houses have officially sold out as well. Those are the only two so far, though.
Sans is like upset that apparently we only have one of them, so he's upset.
I can just see his face right now in my mind.
No, we have. I bought it. I bought that one. Yeah.
Something sold out. Like, do we have one?
Yeah, I know. Like right now, he's like, "Oh, is Darth Vader's castle like available? It's been available and on clearance everywhere, except now it's gone." And he's like, "I want it."
I mean, he should have gotten it. It's a good set. I have one.
Lauren has it.
No.
Yeah, he doesn't buy Star Wars. He hasn't bought Star Wars since the thing. Anyway.
Okay, cool. Because I wasn't gonna bring it up. So
The
I let him-
incident.
okay.
Yeah, he hasn't bought Star Wars.
Yeah, I've kind of been Star Wars
Dang.
crazy lately, but just making up for some lost time, it seems.
Interesting. No, so we started watching it, and we've watched episode 1 and 2 again, or finished the original trilogy, watched episode 1 and 2, and I prefer the prequels to the original trilogy. And
Yes.
so I'll tell you why. I fundamentally,
Mhm.
I think the story and the opera and the writing and stuff is better in the original trilogy, but I don't have the nostalgia.
That part.
And so without having the nostalgia, I'm just enjoying the prequels more. And I am predicting that I'm going to like the sequels the most because,
Oh.
and I know that that's very unliked opinion, but I'm predicting that I'm going to like them the most.
Like
Interesting.
there's a lot of women that love the sequels just because, and I'm not saying that it's men Star Wars people versus women Star Wars people, but I don't know. I like them. It was a really good story. I disagreed with some of the things that they did, especially in calling back to the original trilogy. I think some of those characters deserved a little bit more respect, and you can clearly see the plot of the sequels.
No.
Like you gotta have it thought out before you start writing. Like you're going to see it.
Got it.
And
That's
its biggest flaw.
I'm interested to see how your opinion changes once you actually watch them.
I'm excited to watch it. And the thing is like good writing is something that's really important to me. And I also don't like to be like
points down.
Yeah, I like don't. No, I
Spoiler
don't
alert.
like anything to be like. I don't like things to be spoon fed, and like I have a really hard time with that. And so we'll see. Like we'll see what it is. I mean, don't get me wrong. Like I watch garbage television all the time, and I enjoy garbage movies. I mean, I love Marvel, but like
I call them garbage movies and garbage.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, I mean, it's not like it's no, it's true. I mean,
Okay, I get it. It's like watching Fast and the Furious.
It's what you want.
You know you're going in for trash.
Yeah, exactly. Like Vampire Diaries, Twilight, all that nonsense. I love it. I love it all. Yeah. But like the reason I think Harry Potter is like just a lot more successful than Star Wars in my eyes, and when I say successful, I mean in this exact way that I'm going to say, is that as a written thing, it is a lot more continuous.
Yeah.
And the holes in the plot
too.
Yeah, exactly.
You are promised a story.
Makes sense.
Yeah.
From one to this. It doesn't like, it's not an opera like, and then more stuff is just going to keep happening. Like you're purist, like you can just protect these 7 books and then you can do whatever you want. Like
right. But like writing the first one, the 7th one was already in mind, right? So it's like that was very different than what was done with Star Wars. You know what I mean? And same even with Marvel, but you can't fault people for being like, they didn't realize the success and so they didn't, and like further expanding on it. So
yeah, in comics, I mean, there's just so many reiterations of characters and spirit. Like it's almost like it literally is just like a soap opera. Like they come back from the dead, they have a twin, like long lost people. You know, like just crazy things.
Yeah, like I've watched Vampire Diaries, the what's it called, the originals, and now Legacies, and that is just a vampire soap opera werewolf thing. That exactly, people. There's doppelgangers and supernatural things, and no one truly dies, and you know what I mean. It's just like it's all of that stuff.
But that's what you go to those things for.
Very much so. So I'm definitely enjoying Star Wars, and like we've stopped at episode 2 and we're going to continue.
Are you going to watch Clone Wars in between 2 and 3?
Yeah. Like, Stans is really put down, but he's like, you will like it so much more. And my end goal in this whole thing.
The first 2 seasons.
Well, it's fine. I'll just like watch it double time. But like my investment here, or like what I'm trying to get out of it, is to enjoy Mandalorian and Book of Boba Fett. Like that's what I really like, and I'm really looking forward to like Mandalorian is what it is, and I have a feeling I'm going to really like that because I know that it's brought a lot of people into the world of it all.
And rewatching everything to get caught up to watch.
Yeah, I have a really hard time with just like walking in at Mandalorian. I don't do that with anything. Yeah, nothing.
That's hard to.
Interesting.
I already watched 4, 5, and 6.
Because then Kenobi's going to come out. You're going to have to watch that.
So the thing is when I started watching 4, 5, and 6, I was like, I'm going to watch in release order. I thought that was like really important. You know what I mean? Yeah. And I think it is. I truly think it is.
Mm-hmm. Is it? Okay. You know what? I was asking this before. Mm-hmm. See, I was asking this because I wanted to let the kids watch it. Mm-hmm. But I didn't know if I should start from 1 or from 4.
You should make them watch
the parenting decision.
Make them watch 6 first, so that way they can look at the Ewoks and be attached to the Ewoks.
I mean, they already like Star Wars. I just want them to watch the actual movies. I just didn't know because like they already know who Anakin is. So I'm like, I don't know. It's weird.
Well, they already know, and Anakin starts out closer to their age.
Yeah,
like we start at 1.
Starts out super young. So I think if they can see that,
there's just going to be a huge disappointment going from 3 to 4.
It's very jarring.
Oh, you mean just like in the quality and stuff?
Quality, technology, like music.
That's why
all music's still good, but like it's still
those might as well be black and white to like Gen Z.
They'll be like, "What's going on?"
Well, people can hit me up in the comments. Let me know. What do you think?
But what's crazy is that like we were watching and we saw like obviously there was like a gun, the gunship like shows up and I was like, oh, the gunship, and I was like, why isn't Yoda in the set? And it did. Anyway, I should not have said that.
The realization.
I was like, we should be like 10 of these, clones and Yoda. That'd be a dope set. I was like, I get it. I get why people are really upset. I kind of get it. I was like,
you get it now, right? You get why.
That's right.
why Sandra's video did so well.
No, I get it. I mean, I think I still don't think it's. I still think it's really important to not put so much emotion on a hobby like that to the point of getting so viscerally upset that you stop yourself from buying it, and you stop enjoying a hobby. I think it's really important to not do that. I think it's really good to stop buying things because you can't afford them. That's great.
That's fair.
And that's wonderful. But I think it is really, really mismanagement of emotions and a transference of whatever anxieties that you have in life. And to do that on your hobbies is a mistake. Right. Because what you're doing is you're creating the same traumas and the same stresses that you have at work. And I'm saying this not from the perspective of Sans and Ryan, because I'm close to both of them and I respect both of them and I love both of them, but they are that is their world and their professional life. That's everything that they have.
That is everything. That is both their hobby and their profession.
But for 99.999% of people, that's not the case. And it's try to keep it. I would just recommend keeping it separate just for yourself. Literally be selfish and care less. That's it. Just be selfish and care a little bit less. I think that would be good. I think the only thing that would benefit is you would be a little bit happier. That's literally all that would come out of it.
Well, and I would also like to bring in the angle of whenever I've had a really long day at work at the hospital, there's nothing better than just coming home and getting to watch videos about people talking about something they care so much about, but it's a Lego set. Whether it be the minifigure selection, whether it be the helmet mold, it's just nice. It's a refreshing thing to just be I just got back from a hospital where not so great things happen every day. And you know what? These people care so much about this other stuff. And I know how actually little it matters. But also, I care too. And I love it. And that's just being a fan. It's being a collector. And it's sometimes fun to have, feel some of those feelings. But, I come from the world of Harry Potter that, Star Wars people think is put on this giant glowing pedestal. Just Harry Potter is our favorite child. And here's all your minifigures. And here's all these custom prints. And But I'm just happy to get Harry Potter sets. I don't know.
Yes.
Here's Born. Yay.
So and it also doesn't it doesn't stay at Lego. There are other things out there, other hobbies that people just get as amped up or even violent upon, like sports.
Sports.
That's
sports.
Yeah, people. I mean, anytime LA wins the championship, we destroy the city. I mean, it's we lose, we destroy the city. We win, we destroy the city. Why do we need to destroy the city? It's just people just get really, really emotionally attached to whatever is happening to them at a time. In reality, it just doesn't matter.
Well, Kentucky basketball burns couches. It happens.
The whole world does it. It's it's a human nature.
An outlet.
It's human. Yeah, exactly.
For feeling feelings.
Feelings are hard. I'll be right back.
Hard.
No, but it's a real thing. It's not just Lego. It's not sports, and anyone can find an attachment to something and find a reason to be upset, especially when they invested so much time, effort, money into something.
Money, care.
Yeah, exactly. So
it's a wonderful thing. You want it to be treated with respect and get what it's meant to be and what it could be.
Yeah, but the thing is
but you have to be careful.
But it's not a reflection of you. And I know it feels like it is. It feels it's not like you're being disrespected if the Lego set that you want is, and I know that it feels that way, but it's not. It's
I'm being personally attacked by Lego because they're not putting this.
And I think what happens is people feel really out of control. And I would feel this way too. It's you're at the whims of the designers, right? You're at the whims of whoever decides to do stuff. So you're out of control in terms of what you want to see, what you want to play with, or what you want to display, right? And so that's really triggering for a lot of people, particularly myself. And I recognize this a lot. And it's if I want something, I get it. I don't just mean if I want to buy something, I get it. It's if I want to be somewhere, or if everything in my life,
you gotta make it happen.
Yeah, you make it happen. You make a decision, and then like sometimes it doesn't work out, but you're kind of in control of a lot of stuff. But with Lego, you're kind of not at all. You're like maybe, kind of. Obviously you can like build your own sets and you can do whatever and you can make custom,
mosaics.
You don't like it, change it. It's just bricks. They can go together a different way.
Exactly.
That's the best part about it.
Yeah, which is that's definitely like very cool about it. That's probably like, but we tend to like forget a lot of that. But it's like I get it. My point is I empathize, but I also still think it's not worth not buying Lego sets for so long. Yeah,
Lego sets.
Not voting with your wallet, isn't that what people say though?
It is, but and like you're totally doing that, and you're totally voting with your wallet, but you're also, I don't know, it's a cost benefit thing. Are you? Yeah. It seems like you're losing more than you're gaining here.
That's
like,
how I
are you
feel too.
giving up like too much joy that you could be having? Like, don't let yourself miss out on that.
Yeah.
Plus, Lego as a company isn't going to be like, oh, this one person's not buying it. Like,
nothing is going.
We really messed up. Like they're just going to keep pushing.
They're not going to think that. But then if you think that about everything, then it's like, why vote? And like, why do this? And like, why be a good citizen? So you can't
that's a lot. That's deeper than just Lego, though. I was talking about just Lego.
No, but but it's important to like to feel like you can be heard.
Keep it in perspective. Keep it in relative perspective of just like the big picture. And like, it's okay to enjoy this thing.
But the thing is like, I feel like, Santa's video and like, Ryan's videos and stuff, those actually like have an impact, which is kind of crazy to think, you know what I mean? And it's like, they will influence people to have a specific attitude towards a theme, and that trickles up pretty hard. And I think that kind of stuff
influences their influence. Right?
Yeah, but truly, yeah, especially one of them. Yeah, and you know what I mean? It's like can really changes like the tone of the hobby for a lot of people. And I think when they're in a bad place about it, a lot of people are in a bad place about it. And I think that I can guarantee you, I doubt they realize it, or I doubt they even want to do that for other people. They don't. I guarantee you, they don't want other people to like be as frustrated as they are. You know what I mean? And it's like
putting their opinion out there. Yeah.
Yeah, but that's the nature of like the internet and influencers and stuff like that. Anyway, but my point is they are heard. That is heard. Like the group feeling is heard. You know what I mean? And I think that's really fascinating. And that's what social media does. And which is, we've diverted and people still say it's like not a profession, and it's not something that you can like, rest your haunches on and invest your life and your family's well-being on in terms of like being a YouTuber and stuff. But a few people are able to make it happen, but the rest of us have to figure out other ways, whether it's, starting from the ground up and working and, or going to school and getting into debt and all that stuff. So
nice segue.
I think it's a lot of people just see the outcome nowadays. They don't think about the work it takes to get to that position.
Yeah.
It's like, I'll just record a couple videos and I'll be there. Like,
well, and then some of us got on YouTube just as an outlet, because I got on YouTube never expecting, never wanting to be monetized. Like if it happens, great. Like that might be a goal for next year, just because I'm not gonna have much else going on. Just but chilling. I have a doctorate and I invested 8-something years in college, and it's just like, I'm not going to give that up. I love working for the man. I love showing up somewhere, just doing my job just well enough to where at the end of this, if I really just want to just like, I have a pension, which a lot of elder millennials I don't even know what a pension is. I just know it's good. And it's going to pay me money later. That's great. I have a retirement plan. I have benefits that are fantastic. I have all of these things that I don't have to think about on my own. And then I get a paycheck in the mail twice a month. And I'm like, or direct deposit, let's be honest, who gets a check mailed to them?
What's a check?
But it's just nice. I mean, like, I love it. And that's what I want to do with my life. But I also love this hobby, and I just like this outlet. But whenever people say, do you have a passion for your job? My passion for my job is, yes, I get to help I get to help people is what all the healthcare people say, when applying for schools and stuff. But in the end, I always wanted to do something that I both feel like contributed to society in an important way, made me feel like I made a difference a little bit, and allowed me to have a lifestyle that I envisioned for myself that included having nice things. And I've always been a collector. Even when I was little, I always imagined just me being a big kid when I was an adult. And I'm getting to live that life now because of the hard work and, yes, the debt that I've gone into for my education.
It's security. You have to do it. Like I'm not far from you. Okay, so I hate working for the man. And it's not because of like the proverbial like man or whatever.
No,
I have
exactly.
I have no problem with like, industries or, I have no issues with that. I just am the kind of my dishwasher's starting. So sorry. Awful. I'll mute and we can like, put myself on pause. No, it'll stop in a second. But like,
it's not that bad.
I like hate going to the same place every single day. I have a really hard time with the routine, but there's certain routines that I have to like be sane. And so for me, like, I was like, you know what? I'm the odd one out. I know that I'm like this. I know there's a lot of other people like this, but everything else outweighed that. The security of having the best health insurance you could have at all times was overrid everything. My mom was sick as a child. That was quite literally how like I was brainwashed as a kid. It's like you wake up in the morning, you go to school, you do well, you go to college, you get a job, you have really good health insurance, and you live near a really good health hospital facility. That is quite literally the only way that like my parents were like, and you do whatever you can to make that happen. And because of trauma that happened to them, my mom was, like in a couple, let's see now, in 4 years, my mom from my age or 3 years would have been diagnosed with a brain tumor, like the size of a navel orange. And so like, if we didn't live here at the time, like we would have lost her. You know what I mean? If we weren't in the number one neuro
surgery. Yeah.
It's neurosurgery, and we have Stanford, which is also like neuro-oncology is like number one there. So the two of them together is like beyond a doubt, like the best in the world. And so like, if she wasn't here at the time, she wouldn't have made it. And so my parents had this like trauma from it. I was 2, and they're like, this is how you operate. Like, this is how you function. And it's like, I'm not coming from a place of complaining or like a pity story, but it's just like understanding like how people
where that comes from. Yeah,
exactly. And they were also immigrants who came here with nothing. And so they're like, this is a system. We understand the system. We can follow it. Like, they came from a country where if you had an education, it didn't matter. And now we're transitioning into like a completely different time where like your education doesn't have the same value that it did. You can't go and get any kind of degree and then get a great job anymore. You just like can't do that. All you're doing is getting into debt. Unless you want a job that's like very specific, that has to have a degree, like an architect or a doctor or a pharmacist or a lawyer, then it doesn't fundamentally make sense just yet. It has to be a little bit better thought, and you shouldn't just be going to any school that will take you, because it doesn't. Yeah.
Trade schools and stuff like that, though.
Exactly. Trade school is like trade school is great. Trade school is great. It's almost like trade school is like, it's like what college used to be like 30 years ago, whatever. It's like you go, you get a degree or you get a certification, whatever it is, and you are virtually guaranteed a job in that, whatever that field is. And
especially if you train or apprentice, and then you can name your price.
Yeah. And then
yes, that's the thing, when you can name your price.
And the thing that's really cool about trade schools, in my opinion, is that they fluctuate and they change they modernize constantly. And so like the trades will change based on like what's necessary at the time, right? They reflect what the industry needs. The problem with trades is that you end up in a union, and that has its own separate like group issues.
Yeah, that's the whole thing. It's a whole thing. Google it.
Another episode.
The whole thing, and there's a lot of really old school things,
super old school,
that it's it's not like trade school is like everyone talks really good things and they're great, but there's also like a lot, they're antiquated in terms of like HR stuff, taking care of employees and things like that. Like, and so they're behind in that sense. They will catch up. They have to, but just like be aware that will happen. And so, you don't have to do these systems and, whatever, but I think it's important for people to like be conscious, not just like, we always talk about being conscious consumers, but like just be conscious, like in terms of like your time management
and self-conscious too.
Yeah.
Like you don't want to get into something that no shade, Shy, but you don't want to get into something that you might not use later.
That's me.
Yeah. No shade though. No shade.
No, not taking. Like I got a degree. Like I didn't go to law school like I was supposed to. I mean, ultimately it wasn't in my cards, and I just didn't want to pay for it. So like, ultimately, and going through my schooling, towards the end of it, like I realized I didn't want to do this, but it was already like too late. Yeah, so I was just like, well, I already invested 3.5 years in this. Like, do I start from scratch and go in a different direction, or do I just finish it?
Right.
And I don't remember my college years. Like for me, like I worked full time when school. I slept maybe 4 hours the entire week at times. Like I would fall asleep on my motorcycle riding to school from work and riding home. Like that was bad.
It was like post-war trauma.
Yeah, it was a lot of things.
You were going through a lot of stuff.
Yeah, I was not right in the head. I mean, I wasn't even like my wife and I weren't together. But like I should have changed earlier on. But I was so fixated in the end game with something that I wasn't really passionate about anymore. Like it kind of just, I definitely regret going to college because I didn't use it.
Okay. And I think it's an important thing to be able to like recognize that and be okay with it. Like, of course, like anything in your life. Like, I think that's really important.
I mean, it did benefit me with the career choice I have now, I will say.
Like, even though you have like a regret, you still took something from it that made you who you are today.
No, definitely. I aside from what I learned, it's definitely taught me a lot of skills. So critical thinking, writing, all that kind of stuff. Like I do it very well. So I've used it in like other life decisions and work.
Well, it's just not your degree.
Like it's just not. Yeah, I'm not using my degree to go.
You're not
fight
becoming a lawyer.
Yeah, I'm not a lawyer. So, but I've used those skills that I've learned in college the entire time since I've left. So it's not like I've really kind of not, like, all because I'm not in the field doesn't mean like it completely went to waste. I just like, I feel like if I would have started all over, it would have been going to law.
Okay.
But I was kind of stuck.
What I think is funny is I think I had the exact opposite thing of Claire in that I grew up with a self-employed architect dad who has zero boundaries for work versus life. And he also hated working for the man. Maybe it's an architect thing. Who knows? But it was just so funny in that, like, and then my mom was a high school teacher immediately just got nixed off they do not get paid enough for what they do. It is a terrible job. They do not have those summers off. That is a lie. And really, they do have good health insurance. That is one thing that I can confirm. And that's just insane, especially with the generations today. Like my mom has had knives drawn on her. And this is in rural, got like just a state. Like this isn't inner city. This isn't even near a city. Like, it's just insane. So I was just like, I need to avoid all of this. I want to show up somewhere every day, just put in my time and be able to go home and do what I want and play with like whatever I want. And so it's just, it was really funny. That's something. But my dad started, I guess I don't know if we want to go into like how I got into Lego. Was my dad bought me my first Lego set.
Yes.
And he's an architect, so he always kind of liked Lego like on the side, and he always liked Star Wars as well. Well, I had gotten into Harry Potter, and I think actually my first set may have been a submarine. Now that I think about it, I found it the other day, and it was like a yellow Aquazone submarine that we had gotten one year. It was like a stocking stuffer, and I still have it because I loved it. It was just wild. It was so good. But him, like, I don't know, it's like the architects being drawn to the Lego stuff. We were brought up with Legos, and we were brought up with building blocks and systems and stuff. So it was just so neat to see that, like, it was just so cool. Like, it made an impression that these sets were of things we loved, and it was an experience building it together. And I was also independent, so I'm like, no, don't help me. I'll figure it out. And so my brother and I always got Lego sets growing up, especially for Christmas, and that's where all my like original 2001 Harry Potter stuff came from. And now I always get him the architecture sets because, of course, classic, I know, but he loves them. A lot of the Frank Lloyd Wright stuff, the Guggenheim. Falling Water. I got him Falling Water just because it's one of our favorite things together. Like, it's a little inside joke between us. And now that thing is worth, like, I'm like, Dad, if you don't want to build it, you can sell it for like $500.
It's so expensive. It's crazy.
Damn architecture.
Awesome. I just thought it was funny.
That's awesome. Yeah.
How many architects were in the space? And I'm just like, man, it's a thing.
There's some
thing,
kind of
of course.
connection.
It's a brain. It's a brain connection, right? It's like,
and I was kind of disappointed when I got into my field. Like, you have these super science people, right? I got into, the professional school that I went to, and, you have med school, you have pharmacy school, you have dentistry school, you have all of these schools that you're all in the same undergrad classes. And then you go peel off, take your exams, your entry exams, and see where you want to go or see where you end up. And there aren't as many creatives in these like schools and jobs or whatever you want to call it that I thought there would be, because I took creative writing in undergrad when I could fit it in. Like, I took creative stuff because I definitely wanted creativity to be a part of my future. It's just, I was just naturally good at science and kind of math. Not really. Let's not talk about calculus. I still have trauma from calculus. I'm just lucky I passed that class with pretty much a C, and I'm like, best grade ever. Lauren passed calculus. Everything is fine. We're going to be okay. and so I just love that I have finally really gotten into like seeing the creative side of Lego outside of just the collecting of sets, with mocking and conventions, which is like something that I've always loved. And, it's still being able, now that newsflash, I'm now officially on my own, just still being able to afford a house and be completely independent and still afford this hobby. That is something that, like my education and everything that I've done and my life experience today, like, has led me to this and like been able to do what I do today.
It's incredible that you're where you're at. And it's like, I don't know, I think it should be acknowledged. And also my dad would be like, well, that's why I told Claire to like get it. My dad, I was like 12, and he'd be like, you have to do well in school because you're going to be on your own. It's going to happen. It's just going to happen. And you got to be able to take care of yourself.
Yep.
And
well, I was single until I was 27, and I've always said, like, I'm very good at this. Like,
me too.
On the other side of that, where your parents are telling you that you have to go to school. So I was out, obviously we're all the same age, so I was in that same boat. For Claire and I, since we're in the same year, like, Iraq just popped off, like 9/11 is still kind of fresh. All my friends were going to war. I wanted to do the same thing. Like, I really wanted to go fight. Like, I wanted to go this is the Marine term, right? Go kill bodies. That's literally what we say. So that's what I wanted to do. Coming from a military family, though, and like a line of veterans starting from my dad going up, like, none of them wanted me to see that. Like, none of them did. So the way,
which is fair.
Yeah, it's fair. I totally get that now. I'm going to be the same way with my kids. Like, I don't want them to join the military. You're going Air Force if you're going to do anything. They wanted me to go to school so I could be an officer. That was like the kind of trade off. And like, it was really ingrained into me to like choose a degree right now, for like force fed it. Like, you need to go to college no matter what. And I think in hindsight, like, I wasn't given enough time to decide what I really wanted to do, because if I would have traded it all back,
like here are your other options that may lead to the same route.
Mm-hmm. Exactly. And I feel like if I wasn't force fed that in the very beginning, I would have realized that I probably would have been better as a teacher Like I would have loved being a teacher. Like I would have loved to teach history. Like I think that would have been like great for me, and I
I
would have
could see
loved
you
it.
as a
My wife
history
told me
teacher,
that.
like no problem.
Yeah. Yeah, my wife's like, you should have been a history teacher. I'm like, yeah, well, it's kind of too late for that now. I'm not gonna go back to school for this. So no, but like, especially now, I don't think I could do that now. But like, if I wasn't like force fed it like when I was 17, I think like if I was left to make my own decisions after I got in the Marine Corps, as opposed to when I was in the Marine Corps trying to figure stuff out, I would have been better, or I would have fulfilled I feel like I'm giving back to the community type of like aspect that I think we all at least somewhat want, so that we feel that we're contributing to society. Like I feel like I would have accomplished that check mark to my life if I would have done that. But
do you feel like you haven't at this point? I'm just curious.
No, I feel like I do a lot.
Okay, good.
I make up for it by doing other things.
FYI, you do have
nice
that.
to get paid for it, though. It would have been nice to get some income.
I feel like you have that check mark because you definitely.
Oh yeah, yes, I do feel like I've done enough for that. No, I'm not talking about military service. I'm talking about like afterwards, all the things that I've done for my community. I do a lot. Yeah. No, the military thing's different. But I do a lot of things for my communities like since, and like I've fulfilled that check mark. But I do that in my own spare time using my own money coming from whatever profession I'm in at the time. So it would have been nice to have that as my career choice as opposed to, you know what I mean, like trying to figure it out, trying to make it happen. Yeah, exactly. So it would be nice not to be a hobby, I guess you would say. So that's like another thing that I want to add to this conversation is it's not always going to be easy to figure it out what you want to do, like right out of high school. Like I'm not going to push my kids to figure it out at 17. Like it took my wife and I like at least a couple years to kind of realize where we're going to go. She obviously figured it out. I didn't. I got comfortable working for the man. It was totally fine. Give me that money.
It took me
more of that money.
I started out in a different field. It took me a couple of years to figure it out.
Yeah.
That I needed to be in like something a little bit more open to just a atypical like way of thinking. Do you know what I mean? Like it just like
I totally get that.
Yeah.
You don't like. There's something to be said about being stuck in a cookie cutter. Like I just build the same thing every single day for the rest of my life, and like I want to have creative say. I want to have creative license. I want to have clients that care what I think and are going to take my professional opinion and creativity and trust me to bring their vision and help them decide what their vision even is. And so I definitely like grew up with a dad that did that on the side. Like he would do all these resident. And so all of his friends are retiring. I have encouraged him to retire as well. But all of his friends are retiring and they want him to build all their retirement, like houses and getaways and cabins and like all these things where just like, you know, the boomer generation is, you know, like ushering out and retiring.
Is he going to do that? I am doing a couple things right now for friends and I hate it. I hate it.
He loves people.
He loves client work. I hate it. I hate client work.
It is insane. His people skills, he will talk to strangers. I'm the exact opposite.
Yeah, I'm not.
I'm as introverted as they come. I am indoorsy. And but I still have social skills to where I can interact. You know,
I would hope so.
I would hope so too. I can interact with patients and like fellow doctors and fellow professionals in a very like humorous both and professional way, and in professional way if they start it. But you know, like it's still good to have those skills, and you can have those skills over the internet too. Like if you don't have many in real life friends, like you don't have those skills. Yeah. Like, just being able to just hang out and do things like this and whatnot. Like it's something to be said, but he's enjoying it. He's fine. Mom calls every now and then just like, oh, your father's doing this now. And I'm like, of course he is. But my mom is retired, so that's good. But she has filled her time with grant writing, like working at the library. Like she's never going to stop working. She's just always, she's been super practical. And my dad was why not? Let's do it. Like spend it. Like let's go a little over the top. Why not? So I guess we can be like, be responsible, like, you know, make responsible decisions. And Claire, I mean, I think Claire has said it in past episodes of, if you want to do something, you can figure out how to do it. You want to be a poet, figure it out. You want to do YouTube, figure it out, make it work. So I think, you know, when you're figuring out things to do, or when your kids are figuring out things to do, I think it's good to at least give them that kind of advice, and just like, you need to be able to support yourself one day. So you either figure this, you have this amount of time to figure this thing that you want to do out. You need to have a backup plan.
You have to.
That backup plan is working for the man sometimes, like, or a side gig, or like, you've got to figure out how to make this work. And this is how the world works. This is how benefits work. This is how health insurance works these days. Don't plan on Social Security one day.
No, that's gone. The boomers messed that up for us. We don't have Social Security.
Retirement, think about it early, because the earlier you start, the easier you're going to have it for the rest of your life. Don't play catch up, you know, and like, you need to have those things in mind before you can delve into these things. And I want people to know, when they see possible future hauls from me, that I have been very responsible.
I thought you were going to like push that my way. I was like, I'm not buying anything, I promise.
No, I'm completely pointing the finger at myself, because I've gone a little haywire with the buying. But
you earned it.
Because I've been responsible up to this point, because I, you know, like Danny Bob said it, Danny, it's savings. It is, you know, disposable income. It is the fact that I have all these things built up. I know what I've got, my debts covered. I'm contributing them all equally, and they're all good debts. And I'm making sure not to go into any kind of credit card debt, because that's very sneaky. And, you know, like, curate your collections. Watch yourself. Don't let yourself be overtly influenced. Take some time, table it, let it sit in your shopping cart. Think about it, sleep on it.
I think Moto, I learned that from Moto too. He said, if you see a set coming out, check it out, sleep on it.
Sleep on it.
Sleep on it. See if you still like it after a couple weeks. You might be like, you know what? I don't really need that.
And then, you know what? It's going to be out for 2 years.
It's not like it's, I mean, there's exceptions to the rule, right? Because there's limited edition things that come out. Those are exceptions. But if it's just like a normal set, it's not going to go.
The new modular.
I had that feeling before. I would see something come out like, oh shit, I got to get it.
But you just said the limited edition though. If you sleep on a limited edition, it's so long in your hands because you can no longer get it. So, oh well.
Yeah,
and that's still okay.
It's fine.
But you'll also, if you really want it, it's available on the third market. Go for it.
Oh.
Right.
Yeah.
Or if you might have a friend.
You might have a friend
out there.
Make good friends. Make smart friends.
It's all about connections.
Make rich friends.
So ultimately, like, we're all able to afford what we have behind us because we worked hard to get it. Doesn't matter how we got it, like how we afforded to be able to get, how we got to the end game of it. We all worked hard in our own way. Yeah, we all worked in our own ways by either being responsible with our finances or working very hard to be able to establish an income to be able to just splurge on whatever we want. That doesn't come overnight. What we're trying to say is that doesn't come out overnight. Like, you have to work towards it, and it took us all a decade to get to where we're at to be able to afford all this crap that we have: a house, condo, rooms of Lego at this point with multiple Christmas trees. You know what I mean? So like, it takes time, and I laugh anytime a kid hits me up like, how are you able to afford all this Brickmania stuff? I'm like, I worked for it.
I work for it. I'm an adult with a job.
Exactly. And then it pissed me off when they're like, "You're a mailman. How were you able to afford all this?" I'm like, you don't know my finances. You don't know how much I make. Like, you know my other incomes. Like,
pocket watching.
You know of one. Damn. I have others. So like, one of the old timers in my old office, he made tons of money. Like, he was racking like at least $500,000 every year, and now it wasn't from the post office, it was from real estate. He used his money that he made at the post office and overtime to be able to purchase property and then create passive income.
Rental
so
income.
It's like
that part.
Mm-hmm. There are other ways to like, even though you don't make the 6-figure job, you can make 6 figures while working a half of that. So there's other ways to be able to make money. So if you, like exactly what Claire said, if there's something you want, you can figure it out and get it.
Put this podcast
educate
down.
yourself, figure it out.
Mm-hmm. Oh,
that's right.
Screw debt. Even though you need debt to be able to survive. Get that.
Work hard. And the thing is like
Double-edged sword.
It's important not to get into Lego debt because it's more important to get a loan for your business, a loan for a house, a loan for whatever it is that you need. That's more important than a Lego set.
It is more important.
Oh yeah, for sure.
But if you need to accumulate debt so you have a credit history, you need to buy a Lego set. I'm just kidding.
Cold.
No. You don't need to accumulate debt, but so like this is something that like, if you Ninja brought this up earlier, but like if you're going to buy a house and you've never had a credit card, you've never had a car payment, you've never had a lot of these things, you won't be able to buy a house. You won't be able to. You can't qualify for a loan because you have to prove that this is the thing. You don't want to get into debt. What they're looking for is that can you pay your bills on time?
Yeah.
Every month.
Every month.
Responsibly.
That's it.
And mostly in full. That's what they're looking for.
Yeah.
That's another thing, because a lot of people will be like, oh, I'll just go get jewelry and then they pay it off. But like that's not how it works.
No, buy a car and pay off your car. Like get a credit card.
You don't need a new car.
No.
That does not mean always you're buying a new car. You can
No. Or like this is like when you're super young, and we don't have a lot of super young viewers, but like when you start making money, like put it into a checking account, get a credit card with the same bank, so you don't have any kind of like fee transfer issues, whatever.
Mm-hmm.
With the
have
same
a limit on it.
Have a limit on, but don't even come close to the limit.
Yeah, no, not even. You get close, that's going to screw you. Do not come close to the limit.
So it's guaranteed you can probably not afford the limit. But then,
it sucks that we waited till the end for this. Sorry, keep going.
No, but okay, and then we can talk about like the other stuff, which is like, why aren't there systems in place for people to know this? Why is it that people can only find this stuff out from their parents, or if they have a good friend or something like that, or by making mistakes and falling flat on their face? Like, why is this stuff not taught? And it's because honestly, like I think there's a lot of different reasons for it. I think it should be taught, but it's also like there's a lot of things that aren't taught.
There's a lot of everyone's situation is going to be different now. Everyone's history is
it's way too different. Mm-hmm. It's like that kind of financial advice that I just gave might not actually even be right for you. You know what I mean? It's like so subjective.
Asterisk. I'm not a certified financial advisor. Please do not take this.
That'll be in the beginning for the promo.
That's risky. Any opinions are of these, all advice, follow at your own risk.
I will commend the Marine Corps with that, because one of the courses that we have to take when you're very young in the Marines is finance management, or of some sort of like that. It's like finance for Marines, is what they call it. So what was happening like decades ago is that these Marines were coming back from Iraq or Iraq, or like the older wars, not this previous ones. And then they were blowing all their money off dealerships like right outside bases with the stupid APR rates, and like or just dumb decision making with their finances. And these kids don't have anything to spend it on, obviously, because they live on base. They don't have any real bills except for their phone bills. So they're just blowing it. I mean, I was one of those. I just blew some of my money. But like,
you're speaking from experience.
First-hand experience.
No, I'm speaking. Yeah, dude, I can't. Come on, 18 years old, coming back with like 70 grand in like 6 months. It's like, come on.
What else do you think's gonna happen?
What could I do with that? Oh my god, I shouldn't have invested. But like, yeah, I was dumb. Whatever. I learned the second time. Oh my god, I dented my mic. Sorry. But one of the things they taught us was all the stuff that we're just discussing now, like how to gain credit, like how to be financially responsible, how to put stuff away. Like that stuff shouldn't have been taught at the career level. That should have been taught like in high school.
Yeah. But like in high school, are you able to retain that kind of information? I mean, let's be real.
That's another thing I was thinking.
Come on.
They can replace how to write a check with how to bank responsibly and how to build credit.
Money management.
It's like health ed and
they took away cursive. Right? Guess what? You learn how to cursive.
What I learned in middle school, I learned like metal shop and wood shop.
Right? See,
I
like,
learned
And
how,
sewing class.
I learned a couple recipes and how to like make a deer pop out of like a batted like material thing.
There you go.
I'm like,
Very
why
I learned
yes,
how to type in first grade.
life skills.
boom.
That was, and now I type like 80 words per minute or something. Like it's
I
stupid.
think
But
I think the
that's
class should be
actually,
like, this is E-Trade. And like,
Yes.
this is,
Let's expand
They have
your
a pretend
portfolio.
stock game.
I was like, this is cryptocurrency. Like, and they're like, what? I'm like 10 years old. And we're like, oh, it's cryptocurrency. Exactly.
isn't
It
that
is.
Superman's dog?
Well,
Dang.
These are dividend generating stocks, passive income over the course of your life.
Actually, you know what? I think I had that happen in like, it had to be like 5th grade. Some bankers
early.
came and talked to us. Yeah, too early.
My dad has
What
penny
is this?
stocks being mentioned to me in like 6th grade.
like, my dad has been talking to me about this stuff since I was probably 7. I've had an
See?
E-Trade account since I was 12. Like, it is whatever little I had a bat mitzvah. I think I got a couple $1,000s, which is like insane, that kind of money. Did I see any of it? No. It
See?
went into an E-Trade account, and I was like, Dad, let's buy Abercrombie. And you know, and I made $15,000 over the course of a few months. And then I
See?
was like, cool. And then what do I do now? And then so that money that's how I was able to like quit my job for a few months and like chill for a bit. Like this
Oh.
was, 25 years ago.
So
So
shout out to your
That's my
dad
third from when I was like 11.
my dad, it's 100% my dad. It's my parents. Like there's no way in hell.
for
Like I don't
giving
know.
that info. Yeah.
There's no way in hell I would be where I'm at without my parents. No way.
Probably I would be in a little less student loan debt if I hadn't listened to my parents. Because like my dad sold me like, well, it's the cheapest money you're gonna get, and I'm like, not anymore. I could have been a lot smarter. So certainly, but I mean, they were still smart. But he was just like, always invest in cigarettes; they're always going to be around. And I'm like,
Oh,
so
shit.
sometimes,
Wow.
Clarify.
Wow.
you know,
They
I
pop
don't.
up like a gopher hole.
So
Like,
you can.
excuse
That's
me.
like investing in like the ice box before the refrigerator's invented or something like that.
Oh,
Or
dang.
coal.
So take some of your parents' advice with caution.
Yeah, of
There
course.
you go. Yeah,
of
that's
course, yeah.
that's
But it
fair.
is, like YouTube is now a thing. I didn't know how to braid. Like my mom didn't know how to braid hair, so I didn't know how to braid hair. And guess what? YouTube is now around to show you how to play with makeup, to show you how to braid hair, to show you, and it can even show you how to do very simple things on Robinhood and all of these very easy access. Not to say I like Robinhood, probably go for another app these days. But
We'll edit that out.
it is an access. Yes, sorry. Recent events have caused some questionable things with that, but it's just accessible now. And I think, be careful with it because sometimes it gives you too much leverage and you see all these people doing wild, very like gambling on it. Don't gamble.
No, day trading.
Make good decisions. And they're, like the stock market is a thing. Don't be scared of it because, I, along with a lot of us here, graduated in 2008, which everyone talks about 2008, the crisis, da, 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 da. I'm like, it was scary. And so it made a lot of my generation, I think, scared of the stock market because all we saw was just like, this thing just goes down. Like, I don't understand what you all are hyping it up to be.
But
At its
long term,
over the long term, you're going
over the very long term, really like studies
It
have
is the
shown.
economy. It is
Well,
the growth of the world.
Exactly. You actually like the stock market is more profitable over the long term than real estate, even including inflation. And so
However,
yeah.
Lego sets are doing better than the S&P.
they are, but that is
An
like
exception to the rule.
It is an exception to the rule. It is. But then but it's still super volatile. Like we're still prices of Lego have like just increased dramatically in the
And
last.
they'll go back down. Like there will be a time when it kind of lulls, but I do think it's not going to be slowing down anytime. Did I say S&P 800? I meant 500. Correction.
Nice.
Okay.
I don't know.
Probably fine.
But I don't know.
I
And
feel
it's another thing. Like, so I bought the big Frisbee and the big
Yeah.
gray dog.
Amazing.
So,
The frisbee.
Yeah,
That's a good one too.
That you can throw
so
at the dog. Of course.
I have both of them, and I'm definitely going to build the AT-AT. That's my favorite. But, the frisbee I just wanted to have.
Mm-hmm.
The frisbee I just wanted to have. No Dorito. No gray Dorito. The frisbee I just wanted to have, and I know that's going to be worth something one day if I don't build it. Like, I just wanted to have it. And so, these sets do retain some kind of value. So it's a little bit of a fail safe that, like makeup, you can spend just as much money, trust Claire and I, on things that expire and things that go bad and things that you will never use.
No, and you just look at them and the packaging is beautiful. Then you open it up and it smells like rancid hell. And you're like,
so at least these things you can at least resell for some kind kind of value. So
or still just display it.
So, but I think Lego was not the dumbest hobby there is.
No, it's not.
You can be smart and it can provide its own safety net if you were to ever have to bow out, which I thought might have been in the cards for me. I was very close. It could have really made or broken, but you know what? Sometimes you just trust that it's just going to work out the way it's going to work out, and it worked out. Nice. And now I am full steam ahead. So I'm excited about next year. I'm already planning like my New Year's resolutions. Like, let's set some goals. So that's what's coming up for me. I'm really reassessing this. What I'm gonna do with like YouTube and my collection and conventions next year. Like, I'm excited.
What has changed for you? Because you mentioned you're like, what's changed over the last.
Well, it's fascinating. So I used to be married, and that has changed. So going through a separation when you're young, like at 32, when you haven't been on your own, like, it's fascinating for especially professional aspect of you've just gotten out of school, you started a job. I met someone, I got married, like we dated, got married over like the course of 5 years, and it was an amicable separation. Mm-hmm. It was okay. Granted, it was initiated by the other party. So it kind of came from a little bit of a nowhere, but it's a very fascinating and not to be undervalued opportunity to reassess who are you going to be? Who are you as you on your own to be left with whatever you want to do with your time, with your finances, with your resources? Who are you? What is your identity? Who do you want to be? What do you want out of future relationships, of friends, of romantic relationships, of your relationships with your hobby, of your relationship with your lifestyle? What do you want that to look like? And now it's just you. You don't have to take into account anyone else's opinion, and you don't have to worry about the part of you that had to be dedicated to your partner. And so now I've just gotten to this is why my collection has recently vastly expanded, because I was holding back, because I was respectful of the space I was sharing with my partner. He didn't hate Lego, but he didn't get it. He wasn't a collector. He wasn't a things person. He was almost like a minimalist. Mm-hmm. He was more extroverted than I was. And it just, our routes of our future just started to diverge more and more. Mm-hmm. And so we recognized that I recognize this, and, sometimes it works, opposites works, and sometimes they don't. And so I love things. And so I want this to be a part of my life. And so I'm kind of redoing my space, and I'm going to have more time to possibly dedicate to content, because just on my own, what else am I going to do? Why not? And it's fun. I've met such cool people, and these are real friends. And just like Emily and Ross, like a last episode, they support each other. And it's so cool to see two people supporting one another that are in the community and having fun and whatnot. And that sometimes, that's really what it should be. And, being creative and whatnot. And even if your partner does not have to like Lego, like, I'm not saying that is going, if they don't like Lego, you're probably going to get a divorce, FYI. Like, no, that's not what I'm saying.
That's Ninja and I.
Exactly. Venus, like,
does not give a crap.
Right. But they support you in what you love. And if it brings you joy, they are going to tolerate it to a responsible amount.
Yeah.
But it's just fascinating. So I'm getting to reassess all of those things moving forward in this new year. And I'm just really excited about, what's to come. Because now I can just I don't want to dedicate myself to Lego, because I think I have, other interests, like Christmas ornaments, stuff like that. But it's going to become a bigger part of my life, because a part of my life was vacated.
It's like you're finding yourself,
just like
basically.
Claire made her first video 1 year ago. Well, let's see where I am with this Christmas tree in the background is this video. Like, who knows where I'm going to be next year. So I'm excited. And I'm so happy to have people in the community and people like you all and friends, like real friendships that I've been able to make. Like, that's so important to me. And I'm very grateful for you all.
That part. That's what I feel. 100%.
Yeah. I feel like it's really important as friends to make sure that, like, that, and I'm really happy that you do. And that, we've done our job, I guess, to kind of get that point across. And it's really nice to hear how well you're doing and like how rejuvenated you are. Like, I went through is really good. Yeah. I had a breakup like in my super late 20s. That was after, it was like a 6-year thing. And we weren't married, but we'd moved in together. Yeah. It was,
there's rings and it's just a bunch of paperwork. Like,
we were just lacking that. We had a house together. It was like, we were tied in different ways. And I remember that we broke up for a few similar reasons. Like, I really liked stuff and he was a minimalist, and I was shamed on a lot for like enjoying these things. And you can like different things, but to pass shame on your partner, I think is like just a big no-no.
No.
And I think, that's really, it's a very awful thing to do. Like, it's really unhealthy. And I catch myself even like doing that, since, my partner and I are very different in terms of our ages and where we're at in life and stuff. So you have to catch yourself. It's very easy to do. It's easier said than done. But I think it's really, I'm remembering back when I was very freshly out of that relationship, and that feeling of you're 100% in control of the kind of person that you want to be. And it doesn't mean that you can't be when you're in a relationship, but like, it's not as
don't lose yourself in a relationship. You should always have your own identity.
Yeah.
However, it's a compromise. Like it's work. It's a team. You're now a group project for the rest of your life.
Yeah. You can't make decisions.
Yep.
Like, even like going out, like just like how you're going to spend your time, all of that stuff.
Right.
Is you have to, you have to second think it a little bit. And it's not like a bad thing, but there is like, the only thing I can say is like, enjoy this time. And you realize that.
Very important.
And it's precious too, because it's like, and a lot of people, and you kind of said it, a lot of people have it when they're younger, and they don't realize they have it until later. Mm-hmm. And they're like, they think back on that. So there is like, it's like this reset that you get it's
weird. And to be in this place in your life too. And I'm probably going to make a video about it at some point in time, just because about how, like transparent Holly has been, how transparent Shy has been, how transparent, like all of these people have been about it's okay to not be okay. And it's okay to take time for yourself. And it's okay to step away from social media.
Yeah.
Like, that's why I dropped off a cliff and just like, nope, just not right now. And, and then just reassess coming into space, and then just like slowly become this new person, and just this, who you're going to be, and, like what this is. So, but it's cool to hear other people's, stories, and just like, you're not alone. Like, don't think your life is over. Don't think you failed at anything. No. Like, no, in no way. There are thousands, hundreds of thousands of people out there. Like, hey, It's going to be fine.
No, everything is going to be fine. I failed my driver's license test multiple times. Like, I did so many stupid things in my life. I got arrested for going like 111 miles an hour in a car before. Like, I have done some stupid.
Talk about Fast and the Furious.
Yeah, after walking.
Vin
Diesel.
Garbage television.
It was Vin Diesel over here.
Yeah, I've done some stupid stuff. To me, that was fast. Okay, I was 16, or so that was very fast.
Were you racing?
No,
Maybe we shouldn't. I don't know.
No, it's still minor. It's totally fine now. Go ahead. Statutes of limitations.
No, I was on the 5. I was on the 5, so it's like it doesn't. I just paid a nasty fine and got my license suspended for like 8 months or something like that.
So you just didn't realize you were dipping that fast?
If I was
or you
doing,
purposely, you're trying to figure out why.
If I was doing that speed anywhere else, I would have gone to jail for attempted manslaughter.
Oh my!
Reckless endangerment for sure.
Well,
exactly.
Probably not in the middle of nowhere, Kentucky or Ohio. They just don't.
No, California. That's reckless endangerment.
It's real bad. It's real bad.
She said no.
Yeah, no. I had walked into a boyfriend in flagrante. And so, I was like, oh dear, I'm leaving. And then was hysterically crying while driving.
Yeah, I get it.
Emotion. Careful, man.
Yeah,
Crime of passion. You'd have been okay.
Yeah, and you're like,
I would have whooped his ass. Oh, whatever.
I think the biggest issue is that my dad bought me a car that could go that fast.
Dang.
I don't know.
I didn't think
I've always
about
had
that.
a Mini Cooper. I don't know how fast those go. I've never tried it out.
Oh, if you put some weight in the back, it's.
This was a sports car. I was such a little sucker. I like brainwashed my dad. I was like, Dad, I definitely need this 2-seater so that I won't have other people in the car to just.
So
I would have been sold.
What was it?
It was a 350Z. It was like a
God.
little
350Z? We're talking about like making fun of Fast and the Furious. You're going 115 miles on a 350Z while you were 16. Jesus Christ.
I mean, I gotta say though,
my respect for you just went up like 30 points. Just want to let you know.
I was a dumb kid. I did stupid things like that all the time.
But if my daughter came at me with that argument, I was like, "You're right. You know what? Less people in the car. Good. Sounds good to me."
I was like, "Yeah, sucker."
You're smart.
Here's a scooter.
Here's a Vespa.
Oh, man.
Don't even
I'm
trip.
thinking Claire, like literally. Please tell me it was stick.
It wasn't. My dad thought that wouldn't be safe, but I can drive stick.
Oh damn, that would have been more cooler, but it's okay.
Yeah, I know. I'm a very speedy driver.
Passionate shifting.
Yeah. I was like, it was bad. It was ridiculous. I have lots of stories like that, but yeah. Anyway,
I want to dive into this like outlaw Claire.
Outlaw Claire.
It's called an idiot Claire, is what it's called. It's called dumb luck Claire, who like didn't end up dead or in jail. That's what it is.
I mean, I think we all had a dumb phase.
Yeah, I'm afraid for my children because of all the dumb that my wife and I have done when we were kids. I am terrified.
I'm going to be the benefactor of other people's kids. It's just I can't do it.
Oh my god,
that's a good choice.
Oh my god, that hit me in the chest really hard. Oh.
Safer that way.
The amount of drinking that I did was so stupid. The permanent damage that I've done to my body is idiotic. Beyond.
Yeah, but you have like a washout period now. It's fine. That's how that works, right? Livers regenerate, yeah?
I think
They
so.
do, yeah. Sometimes.
I'll take your word for it.
As long
A doctor told me that, so I'm gonna go.
Yeah.
The doctor told me livers regenerate on their own like Wolverine. I'm fine.
I'm good.
We just want to make it perfectly clear that Lauren is a
no
doctor of pharmacy.
Yeah, I'm a clinical pharmacist, and be nice to your pharmacist because they have done a lot of schooling. However, I work very closely with MDs and DOs. And I have a lot of friends that are MDs, DOs. And when you work in the hospital and you see a lot, like you pick up stuff. So just be nice to your liver. It's the binge drinking that really gets it and spikes your enzymes, but and really chronic use. Like you're not going to get a liver transplant. Be careful. So
damn it.
Take care of yourself. Drink a lot of water. Electrolytes.
Yes. Water.
Yeah,
Hey, that's
buddy.
why I put
You
it
do
down.
that?
Yeah,
Make sure you take under 4 grams of Tylenol. Like whenever, like don't go over
Under
4
4
grams. a day.
Oh crap!
Oh, it's 3. It's 3 now. OTC. I'm sorry. Take that out. Take that out.
Can I show you all the medication I'm supposed to be taking and let me know if this is okay for me? I'm
I
really
mean,
worried.
I'll say it off camera, but I'll tell
Yeah,
you
not right
something
now.
after the
Yeah,
episode.
right now. Okay. Well, I think we've like
Well, that
hit
was
this
a turn.
one out apart.
Yeah, hopefully everyone made it
I
here
want,
to get this
want to
bit
get
of
I want to get it
knowledge.
to that, so we're gonna end it right now because I have some health questions to ask Lauren.
It's time.
Well, thank you for joining us this episode and staying with us this long.
Wonder what this
But-
is going to come out looking like.
Dude, technically, we just throw these episodes on the wall and see if they stick. And apparently, some
like
of them do.
Apparently,
So-
yeah,
You know, whoever's had a rough year, just it's okay to keep looking forward. Don't compare yourself to anyone else at any stage in life. Don't worry about it. Just take care of yourself and just look forward and make it work.
nice.
Boom,
Roll that
boom.
music.
All right. Hey, let's roll that music then. All right, guys. Peace.
All right, bye guys.
That was good. How you
Good.
feeling, Lauren?
Just I talk to myself all the time.
Good.
So just like talking it out is like it just helps.